Yeah, you know what time it is. Turn the volume up. Let's go. Fresh out the gate, yeah, we're leveling the floor. Whatever you were seeking, now you're getting even more. From the hustle to the heart, yeah, we breaking down the walls. It's the talk of the town every time the mic calls. No filters, no fakes, just the rhythm and the truth. Bringing all the fire from the booth to the youth. Plugged in your headphones, locked in the zone. The biggest conversation that you've ever known. You're locked in. This is a sport about it. Let's get it!
Yo, what up? What up? What is up? Let's sport about it, everybody. Let's get it in. It is Super Bowl weekend. Yes, that's right. It is Super Bowl weekend. And we got two brand new teams getting it on in the Super Bowl, which are having a kind of a renewal of their vows, so to speak, from their last Super Bowl. And, anybody that know anything about the Seahawks and the Patriots know that that one didn't end too well, and they didn't hand it off to Marshawn Lynch. Let's just say that. Let's just say they didn't hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch, and Tom Brady got another Super Bowl back in the day. But things may be different this time because of the whole new team playing for all the marbles in the big game. We got the Seattle Seahawks seem to be big favorites, big betting favorites going up against the beast of the AFC East, New England Patriots. Patriots. With that boy Drake May, man, he ended up being number two in MVP votes this year. It's crazy how that happened. So we're gonna get into that game real quick and talk about it. I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, I am drinking my sorrows away. I'm over here just chilling with a little drink in my hand, chilling, doing my thing, just thinking about how it used to be back in the day when I was a young buck and the Cowboys were playing in this game. But they not. But we still gonna celebrate because somebody is going to win the Super Bowl. And guess what? For those people that are so tired of seeing the Kansas City dynasty, you ain't got to see that this year. Maybe next year or the year after, we see how, Mahomes going to recover. But you ain't got to see that right now. What you do have to see is you're going to have to see this team up in Seattle playing up this team from Boston. And it's going to be a good one. Everybody thinks it's going to be a blowout. I personally think it's gonna be at least a 10-point game going in the favor of the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks this time, and man, Sam Darnold is about to put some demons to rest this weekend, in 2 days when he goes up and plays against those Patriots. And guess where they doing it at? He doing it somewhere he's been familiar with this year, in Levi Stadium. And those 49er fans and people in that division and that they got a little problem looking out there and seeing Seahawks all over the place celebrating on their field. Because I know they don't want that to go down like that. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, check it out. Sam Darnold has a major resurrection going on. I mean, this is a USC kid. I'm a Cali kid. I love USC. USC is my college team. I love them and everything. And you got Sam Darnold that came out drafted by the Jets, supposedly a bust, but then again, everybody that goes to the Jets seem like to be a bust, right? And then he goes and just starts to just reinvent himself. Last year up in Minnesota, did his thing. This year, turned around, did the exact same thing, did a little bit better, and did it up here with the Seahawks. And man, I know they happy they got him up there. And those Vikings, they feeling kind of bad they let him go. He's been, man, to 5 teams, 5 different teams, and finally, he has his chance to go ahead and shine. He's the man. They ain't got no competition. They know who they running the ball through, and that is that man, Sam Darnold, up there in Seattle doing his thing. Question: Do you think that he gonna pull it off? Do you think Sam's gonna pull it off? Do you think he gonna just have a big game, or do you think he's gonna have a so-so game? I don't know. I think that he's gonna have a great game personally, but the way JSN is playing and the way those running backs playing over there, I don't think he's gonna get MVP. I don't think he's gonna get MVP, but I think that he's gonna have a pretty significant game, and it's gonna be beautiful to watch those Seahawks go ahead and end the hopes and dreams of the Patriots this year. If they had a great season, they showed how good they are. Some people say they were lucky, that Denver game, lucky. You can say whatever you want. They beat the people in front of them. They beat the people in front of them, and one of the people to lead that way was Mr. Drake May himself. I mean, let's just think about this. That kid, second year, I think he had 23 first place MVP votes to his name, and, I mean, we know they gave it to Matthew Stafford, and he did his thing, and he had a great year and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, it's Drake May that's playing in the Super Bowl. It's Drake May. That team turned it all the way around, and it's Drake May that has a chance to host the Lombardi Trophy. Like, that's some pretty big shoes to fill when you coming behind a man by the name of Tom Brady the last time that they got to a bowl game over here in New England. That is huge, huge, huge. But you know, one the thing that some people don't even realize is that if he happens to win the game, if he happens to win this game on Sunday, then you are actually seeing the fact that he will become the youngest starting quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. The youngest starting quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. That is something to say, and proudly, I know he over there with his wife and his team, and they just happy as ever can be. Just ever can be. Because he's doing what a lot of people didn't think he could do. And to be drafted where he was, people thought, oh, why they picking him? Blah, blah, blah. This is why. This is why. They did this because they've officially switched it over and took back control of the AFC East. They've done it. They've done it. They've done what they need to do so far this year, and we'll see what they do next year. But I think is that they put a stamp on it. That confidence is only going to begin to grow and grow and grow. And next thing you know, you're going to have them winning division after division after division. They say they got some competition over there in those other teams and the Bills and whatnot. Nah, right now we're gonna have a culmination of the Drake May show up in there in the AFC East, and it looks just like it did back in the day. New England, when they won all those championships, great defense, pretty easy schedule in their division, get a bye. They didn't get one this year. Typically get a bye, play 1 or 2 games, to play a couple games, get to the Super Bowl, and they won a few. Really, they won more than a few, but they got some of 'em, and that is just what happens. It seems to be the New England effect because they have so many of them conference championship games, division titles. I mean, you look it up, it just seems to be everywhere. New England, New England, New England, New England, New England. And I am not a fan. I'm a Cowboy fan. I can't stand no New England. I can't stand nobody that out there outdoing us. It's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp. I'm telling you, it ain't something you want to see. But we seeing it right now. We seeing it. But once again, we still fall back. Is can Seattle overcome the Super Bowl that they lost just a few years back, a little over a decade ago? But in 2015, they lost to the New England Patriots. So it's a rematch of sorts because that was one that really got away. Really got to pass. Come on, at the 1 yard line, and yeah. Let's not make that mistake again. Let's not make that mistake again. But we'll see because when you looking at this team, the Seahawks, I mean, they got this defense, and this defense is I mean, what are they nicknamed right now? The dark side. Just think about that for a second. The dark side. That is their nickname of their defense. Not the Legion of Boom, but the dark side. And man, have they been dark for a whole lot of teams this year. I remember speaking on it earlier, like that team looked pretty good. Who would have thought that they would look this good, favorites going in to play in the Super Bowl? Man, with that coach, that coach Mike McDonald over there just doing his thing. I mean, like was the wonder kid of some sorts. He's doing his thing. He's out there setting them up. He's putting them in the right position. He's having the most confidence with this quarterback, and his defense is absolutely playing light out. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot when you talk about that, man. But people kind of all everybody jumping around. You act like something's gonna be different right now. Was something really gonna be different right now? Is something really gonna from what we saw all year? I mean, these are the 2 best teams in football for a reason, all year. I mean, I get it. On the other side, Denver was technically the number 1 seed, but the only reason Denver was a number 1 seed over New England was simply because of a tiebreaker of opponents, common opponents. The one team that started the season off beating the New England Patriots turned out to be a trash team, and that was the Las Vegas Raiders. And that is why Denver got the number 1 seed over the Patriots. It's not just act like, "Oh, Denver's the better team." No, they had the same record. It was all in just tiebreakers, and the tiebreaker came down to common opponents. And guess what? That's why New England got pushed to number 2. But I can tell you this, Mike Vrabel, he's doing his thing coaching there. That's his what is that? Like in college, they would call it your alma mater. No, that's his professional alma mater. That's where he won 3 of them rings at as a player. And he was a hell of a coach when he went over to Tennessee. Tennessee ain't even showed up since he left. They ain't done nothing. And he can instantly walks into New England, first year there, and this is what they do. Man, if this is a sign of things to be, of things to come. Oh my goodness! Look out, world! You're about to start rewriting the history books. It's about to be rewriting the history books, seeing some things that you just didn't think you will see. Now, although we got the Hall of Fame selections going on, and they don't like New England very much because Belichick wasn't first ballot Hall of Famer, then Kraft wasn't Hall of Famer either. They got people wanting to reselect the people to pick the Hall of Fame because they got a little they got it out for New England for some of those scandals that they've been in. Vrabel was part of some of those scandals as a player as well. But I don't think he had too much to do with Inflategate or Spygate and any other kind of gate they had up there in New England. But he does have 3 of those rings. So we gonna see exactly if he can coach his team up to a Super Bowl win. Or maybe there's just some untimely injury on the other side of the ball, kind of like there was in Denver with a little bit of weather that kind of turns the tide in their favor. Now, I'm a person on record saying they both have to play in the weather. But the one thing that they both didn't have to play with is injuries to their quarterback. So if I had to go back and pick this game and they got Bo Nix playing in the game in Denver, I think Denver would be in the Super Bowl. That's why I got Seattle because I think Seattle is legitimately the best team in the NFL this year. Legitimately. They beat all the good teams. They beat all the good teams in the NFC. Heck, most of the good teams were in their division. They had to beat the Rams and Niners. I mean, those are some hell of a records, and they beat them both. And then they went and did it again in the playoffs. So if you can do that, you deserve what's coming to you going to the Super Bowl and bringing it home. Because I mean, those people up in the Northwest, they deserve it. They need a little love. Ain't nothing wrong with Seattle. If somebody got to win it, I could take Seattle winning. I dang sure don't want another Super Bowl going over there to the New England Patriots. Now, I do want them to win and be the best team in the AFC East and one of the top teams in the AFC. I just don't want them winning no Super Bowls no time soon anyway. No shade, Drew. No shade, Drew. I know you my cousin. I know you my fan. I know I love you, bro. But guess what, man? Y'all didn't ran y'all race. Y'all done did what y'all gonna do, but the buck stops now. That America, Patriot, New England type thing and the fans coming out of the woodwork and saying, "Oh," then all these Patriot jerseys all of a sudden right now that it wasn't here, nowhere to be found the last few years. Y'all might as well go hide them again right now until next season, and then y'all come back out when the playoffs come around. But y'all be back, but not this year. You can sit down, sit down, sit down just a little bit. Take a seat, back it up. Y'all be all right. Y'all will be all right. But there is a topic about this Super Bowl that is causing a lot of uproar, a lot, and I'm here for it. Bad Bunny. Huh, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny halftime show. And we thought last year with Kendrick Lamar, it was a big, hey, look at this, the most watched halftime and all this other stuff. And it was a bad show because of all of the drama that built up with him and Drake all the way up to it. But Bad Bunny is a man, he's a worldwide most streamed artist ever phenomenon. Mm, he's so big that there are some people that just don't like him so much that they trying to have their own little halftime show to take the light off of him and the Super Bowl because he's a little too progressive, not as conservative, a little more liberal than they really want him to be with some different powers that be right now. And we know how that's going down. But guess what? I think me, Doc, this guy, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's sport about it. Let's sport about this. We will talk about it the next day to see how it rolled out. But we're gonna be watching the Super Bowl halftime show. We may have to watch it with the captions on to get some translation and all that, whatever stuff. But we'll be watching the Super Bowl's halftime show. We'll see what's going down that way. Not the other way, but that way. Because that global party that they're gonna be having right here, right in California, in Levi Stadium. Oh man, I'm here for it. But watch out because you know what? Depending on what's going on, it may be surrounded by some agents that's masked and doing some crazy stuff right there in the world. So depending on what's happening, yeah, it's gonna be interesting out there, up in Levi Stadium in San Francisco, and from what's going down, like, it's always quiet, the calm before the storm, so be careful. We might see some fireworks some fireworks here at the Super Bowl this year, especially with all this stuff going down because, man, it's gonna be off the chain, so we'll see what happens with that. Bad Bunny, congratulations. I know you're gonna do your thing. A lot of people like your music. You hear parts. Some people don't even know who Bad Bunny is, but they hear his stuff. They don't even know they listening to him. But he's been around. He's doing his thing, and there's a reason why they picked him for the halftime show. And there's a thing going on Kalshi, I believe that they're talking about right now. Y'all might want to get in on this. You might want to get in on this. Who is going to be the most streamed or viewed artist in 2026? And, the bet right now is on Bad Bunny to get more views and everything, especially with him being a Super Bowl, um, halftime show. So, might go ahead, get your bets in on Kalshi and all that kind of stuff, and kind of just say, hey, I think it's gonna be this or that because Bad Bunny is about to do his thing, and that's all I got to say about that part right there. That is all I got to say about that part. It's gonna be a good Super Bowl though. It's gonna be a good Super Bowl. It's gonna be, ooh, with this team playing in Seattle and with the Patriots in this, controlled environment, so to speak. It's not a dome, but it's in Cali and it ain't the weather looks pretty decent, not too cold, what they call it football weather. But it's I think I'm gonna have the game probably 31-21 or maybe 34-24 because it's gonna be some scoring, but I do believe Seattle's gonna have at least a 10-point win in this game. They just are so solid, and I think there may be some trash points, some garbage time points late that bring, the Patriots a little closer, but I don't see this being a close game. I could be wrong. I haven't been wrong all playoffs about nothing but one game. Only one game I pretty much picked wrong in the last 2 2 rounds of the playoffs. I don't think this, and the only reason I picked that game wrong because Chicago and those boys decided to throw the game away at the end. It was still a good game, and the Rams did what they were supposed to do at the time. But now, getting where we are now, yeah, 34-24, 31-21, and then 34-24 will probably be the score of that game. And it'll be Seattle, the Seahawks pulling that one out, like I just said. So let's have some fun. I do have a question though. We just recently went through, and I'm gonna spend some time on this next show when I get a chance. Next football show after the Super Bowl, my recap of the Super Bowl, talking about a few of the changes, what happened, MVPs, blah, blah, blah. We'll talk about all the different things that happened with the coaches and the NFL hires and where they went. But I do have a little bit of an issue. The NFL is a majority black sport as far as the athletes and the players, like most of these sports are, as far as at least basketball, football. We can get into other sports, within the Latin community, things like that with baseball and all these different things. But there was a big discrepancy and a problem this go round when it came to the coaching carousel. There was a record. There was a huge number of openings. There was a big 10 openings for head coaches in this take for the NFL. 10, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9. Sound like LeBron, right? When he went to Miami, supposed to, get all these championships. That's how the NFL was when they supposed to get all of these black coaches. Not 1, not 2, not 3. No, they had 10 openings for head coaches in the NFL this year. And not one of those openings went to a black coach. Let's just let that sit with you just for a second. 10 openings, 30% of the NFL was available for their head coaching job for hire, and not one can get Van Joseph couldn't get a job? Like, not one black coach can get hired? Not one? For real, like, think about this for a second. I mean, you got former coaches, you got John Harbaugh, good coach, did a lot of great stuff with Lamar Jackson. Won got first in the East a few times, won his division a few times, did everything, did all this kind of stuff. Cool, fine, you got it. Um, then the Ravens hired Jesse Minter, which was the Chargers defensive coordinator. Okay, he had a good season, he got a job. Mike McCarthy was out of the league this year, but he was the Cowboys coach. He was the Packers coach. He went up there and decided that they hired him in Pittsburgh. Buffalo did the weirdest crap ever with promoting Joe Brady to their coach when it really was their offense was the problem with their team. They had the number one passing defense, and the offense just kind of made dumb mistakes and turned the ball the wrong time. But they hired the OC to be anyways head coach. I don't know. That's crazy. We'll see how that happens. Tennessee hired Robert Saleh, and that's cool. He's a defensive guy. He came over from 49ers. He went back. The Vegas Raiders hired Clint Kubiak, the Seahawks OC. And then there's another brother hired in the league now to go with Matt LaFleur and the Packers. Arizona hired Mike LaFleur, which was the Rams coordinator. Like, now you got another set of brothers in there. And then Cleveland, they jumped in their division and said, "Hey, Baltimore, give me Todd Monken. Since you already let go your head coach, give us your OC as well." And they hired Todd Monken as their head coach in Cleveland. I don't know how, why, or for what reason that the Atlanta Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski. Yes, I said it right. Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski, the guy that screwed over Shador Sanders for their head coach. They took him to the place where Deion Sanders made his name initially, and they put him. That's crazy, Atlanta, and Matt Ryan. I don't know what y'all got going on over there. What you were thinking? You seem to be very tone deaf. and you will pay for it because I don't see nothing good coming out of Atlanta other than another firing in 1 or 2 years because that's crazy. Um, and then why and what would make the Miami Dolphins hire Jeff Hafley, the Packers defensive coordinator, as if he was just some I wanna understand all this. I really do. Because with all of these openings, all of those coaches and the rehashes, and then the ones that don't even look like they deserve it, you ain't even heard their name before, some of them in the coaching circle or the cycles or in the options to become or doing anything so great, but they do this, and it constantly reminds everybody of that good old boy league, right? Or what's going on, are these issues where there's so much lack of diversity in the leadership positions, but you want the players to play, but they don't have anybody that looks like them to tell them how to play, but the players that look like them are the best at playing, but you're telling me they're not the best at coaching and leading because 10 and they couldn't get 1? Come on, man. That really taints the Super Bowl for me because after out that cycle, you get to the Super Bowl, you wonder like, why? Well, this is it's same old because it almost makes it takes away like the excitement. It takes away it makes you think twice about you. Do I want to watch this? Because you're not I can't you're not even, people like to see people that look like them in different positions. They want to look like see people that look like them, especially if you know that apparently they are the best of the best. Is why you hire them as your running backs, your wide receivers, your quarterbacks, your linebackers, your defensive ends, your safeties. All these positions, the returners are filled with black players. So apparently there's a lot of need for talent, but you don't trust the brain? Is that what I'm hearing? You trust the talent, but you don't trust the brains? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's kinda tough when it comes to that. So, we talk about the Rooney Rule, and I like it because the Rooney Rule at least gets you in the door, right? It says you gotta give people an opportunity. And we all know that you need all people need is an opportunity. You give people an opportunity, they can go and show out and do their thing. But if you don't get the opportunity, then that's a problem. But here's the problem now with the running rule. It's becoming more of a I just pulled this person in that I have no desire to hire, and now it needs reform. It needs reform. Something has to change. People say, "Oh, why? Why do you have to have diversity and inclusion?" Well, because that's the way of the world. I mean, so let me ask you a question. What if the players decided to just stop playing? What if all the black players said, "You know what? I'm done with this. I can go make my own league." You know what happened to the NFL as we know it, right? It'd be like when they had those backup referees. It ain't gonna work. We know that. We know that. But this is what we're living in right now. This is exactly what we are living in. And that's bad. That's bad. I mean, I don't know. We have to see how that works out. I mean, I will spend some time, post Super Bowl talking about, the mic changes in Pittsburgh. I will do that. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Mike Tomlin leaving and Mike McCarthy coming in. We'll definitely do that. We'll definitely spend some time, talking about the changeover from one AFC North job with Monken to another AFC North job going in there and stuff like that and how that changes out. And we'll also spend a little bit of time talking about, people that there's some questions going on there in Vegas, man. Like, what was Pete Carroll thinking when he said, nepotism at its finest? Nepotism at its finest. My team is sorry, everybody's sucking. I'ma fire all these people that are doing a decent job, but I'm gonna keep my boys and my family on. They're gonna be understaffed and everybody else gotta go. I mean, that was talking about I'm gonna do what I want to do. They can get paid. We getting fired anyway. I'm going out my way. That's exactly what that had to be because that dang sure wasn't no good coaching. I can tell you that right now. Now, that was not anybody's good coaching. That was just whew, I don't know. So anyways, it's been real. It's been fun. We gonna see kind of what happens. I just wanted to touch base with y'all real quick let y'all know what I'm thinking about the Super Bowl and what I'm thinking about some of those coaching decisions, man, that happened. Congratulations to Matthew Stafford on winning your first MVP. Kudos to you. Way to ball out. JSN, woo, we offensive player of the year. Can you carry that in through all the way through and get that MVP for the Super Bowl? I think you can. I think you can. You just might. I think that's my Super Bowl favorite right now, JSN, coming out of there doing his thing. And on the other side of things, man, Miles Garrett, whew, a defensive player of the year. You did your thing, man. You did your thing, and you continue to put the fear of God in all of these other opposing running backs, quarterbacks, whatever they got back there. Don't nobody want to see you coming. Just keep doing your thing. But it's gonna be fun. So let's see what happens with the Super Bowl. We will be back, probably this weekend talking about all of these trades in basketball. Ew, it's a lot going on there. That's gonna take a whole show by itself. So we're just gonna get it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for checking us out. Remember, let me just send us some comments. Talk to us on Instagram. Talk to us on TikTok. Let us know what you're thinking. We will definitely respond to your posts, your questions. A lot of my posts right here on air too, and on the pod, and we talk about that too. And we're gonna see, hey, this is what this person says. We did it last time. We'll do it again, and we look forward to. Do you? Who you got? Who you got in the Super Bowl? Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Do you got Seattle, or do you? Yeah, you. Are you one of those Patriot guys? You a Patriot fan? Undercover, undercover. Some of y'all undercover Patriot fans. Y'all really don't want the Seahawks to win. I feel you, but do y'all think? Whoever y'all got, have fun, be safe. Don't drink and drive. Don't do none of that. Live it up, but have fun at the same time. Take care. We catch y'all next time. Peace.